What's up with it, bro?
What's good with you, gang?
Shit, man. Introduce yourself, let the people know who you are.
Yoson Tala, leader of the Tala Nation, entertainer, actor, rapper, fashion, modeling, entrepreneur.
Most definitely. Now, where are you originally from?
Gary, Indiana.
How would you describe the atmosphere of the city?
Gary, Indiana, small, 90% something blacks, real small town, a lot of poverty, you know what I'm saying? Like one big ghetto, actually. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky if you get a decent block to live on, you know what I'm saying? One big ghetto divided into small ghettos, but you ain't safe in nowhere in that motherfucker. Unfortunately, yeah.
Now I know back in the day it used to be known for like the steel, steel capital.
That's what it was built for. Steel mills built it. They built the city around steel mills actually it was developed originally for houses to be built for the workers that was working in the steel mill originally. Then in history it say that they couldn't afford those houses that was being built for the workers. They stopped paying mortgages and rents and stuff like that. And that's when like other people start coming into town and moving into town and migrating in.
And also another thing it's known for, it's the home of the Jackson.
Yeah, for sure. I got Michael Jackson tattooed on my back. I'm a Michael Jackson fanatic, yeah, for sure. Come up on Michael Jackson baby, for sure.
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. You're a musician yourself, you said.
Yeah.
How is like just the music scene out there? Is it?
Like I say, there is a scene because there's people doing music, but this actual scene, if you would call it a market, would be Chicago market because we right there 20 minutes across the bridge from Chicago, which is the actual major market. So that would be your market to target because there's no radio stations in my city. And of course, to do music, you would need radio and outlets. So your market would be Chicago market. So that's my market.
WGCI?
Yeah, WGCI 92.3, 103.5, 96.3, so on and so forth.
Now, I know you said it's like the you said I want to quote you right. You said it's like the you said the trenches or something. What you say?
I mean, it's just a city of poverty, a small city of poverty, 90% black. You know, just a small potent city. It started from steel mills, but you know what it is now.
Yeah.
You know, it's been getting dumbed down after like one of our mayors named Scott King. After like Scott King and like maybe one other mayor, but really after Scott King, that's when I say personally it took a different turn. That was one of the last mayors that I felt like was doing something right about the city. He is a lawyer right now, a big lawyer. He was a lawyer then, but after him serving and that's when I seen things turn for like a real big turn, downward shift. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I don't know what they're doing. I ain't in too much politics, but I just know somebody ain't doing something right with the money. But I do believe that in the future, in the next 5-10 years, Gary will be a little different because I see what they're doing now. A lot of outside people buying chunks. A lot of investors, they buying chunks of area. They about to build new condos by the beaches. They building a lot. They taking over a lot of areas and doing their own things with their own budgets and their own grants. So they definitely is gonna have a different look to it. It'll be more businesses there, and I feel like it'll be more cash flow and more opportunity there within the next 5-10 years.
And with it being so close to Chicago, Chicago is kind of glorified for, not necessarily glorified, but it's known for associated with like the violence, the gang culture, thing like that. Does that kind of trickle down to y'all city?
Yeah, it's always been people, like I say, it's like New York, New Jersey, so you will find people in both. It's close, it's 20-30 minutes, the state line is right there, so you got people who come from either side, working on either side, and if you was to be working and you want to be out the way of that real city, fast-paced living and cheaper living, you would live in Indiana and still work in Illinois to get that good pay, but cheaper living, cost of living in Indiana. As well as a lot of projects and stuff they tore down in Illinois in the last couple of years, so those people come to Indiana to live. Hammond, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, East Chicago, Indiana. Those are close places right there in the same communities, you know what I mean?
East Chicago, Indiana. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, it's called East Chicago, but it's in Indiana. It's just like it's the same concept of East St. Louis, Missouri.
They got like the rival between the city. I know St. Louis, they got East St. Louis. They have like
it's rivals for sure, but it's like it used to be hoods. There was beefing, now it's like blocks. It ain't even just hoods no more. It's blocks. It be blocks and small. It even broke down to even smaller squads and gangs. You know what I'm saying? We blocks beefing with each other more or less than hoods like it used to be. It'd be blocks and small gangs and shit like that.
Is that where like the Hundreds at? Wow.
That's in Chicago. That's south side of the Hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah, I did an interview with a dude named 100 Stacks out there.
Yeah, that's south side. I feel like I heard that name before. Yeah, that's outside of Chicago.
Yeah, I know I did it. It's kind of like close, like right there.
Yeah. Chicago's big. Like Chicago's not small. That's a big city. Like just they east side alone or they south side alone is like a whole city. That's how big it is. They north is a whole nother area. They west is a whole nother area. It takes time to commute through Chicago. It's huge. It ain't no small place. You know what I'm saying? It's a big place.
Now, right now you got what they counted up.
Yeah.
Pushing that right now.
That's what I'm pushing right now.
How you feeling about the feedback?
I'm good with the record. I believe in the record. The record is good. The feedback is good. Just got to put the work in to get the legs and get the numbers up where I want them to be at. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy with the record. Every time I hear it, it's confident in it. I know when people hear it, it's gonna be good feedback. So I ain't worried about that part of it. My shit is more or less the business part of it to make it do what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Get heard in the right way and get circulated through the world the right way.
And is that part of like kind of what you're on right now? What kind of led you here to St. Louis?
Yeah. Putting the groundwork in, as well as the online marketing and promotion work in. Overground and underground. That shit go together. So you got to be physically moving and also putting your work in on the internet. And, radio is very important. So if you want to circulate the record, these are things you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this your first time in the city?
No, I've been a lot of times. I got teeth from here when I was 16, 17 years old. My brother used to come out here, a big homie of mine. He introduced me to this spot back in the Nelly days and St. Lunatics and shit. So that's when I first started coming out here and going to East St. Louis, and doing photo shoots out here and building with stuff. So I guess it's like universe that I still come through here, you know what I'm saying? Because we already here, you know what I'm saying? Plus one of my right-hand mans is from here, so we always gonna come through here. Through him, I've been building with different niggas, you know what I'm saying? Different artists, Mud, Bugatti, and different shakers and movers out here.
Now, see you iced up, man. I know you just kind of seen what happened down in LA with PNB Rock. Mm-hmm. Like, what are your thoughts for like checking in when you come into a city?
My thought personally is checking in is a part of providing for your safety. It's built for safety purposes. So I agree with checking in, whoever you're supposed to be checking in and why you checking in or whatever you're checking in for. But you should always, if you're out of bounds and you're not where you're from, you should always have alliances. People you build strong, real relationships with for certain reasons, So when they make sure they straight when you come to your area and you straight when you go to their area, you feel me? And it's love and it's a real plug link in that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's for a reason. That's what I feel about.
I know the situation is still fresh, but what are your thoughts just on that situation?
I just felt like a lot of times egos and the way we think about things ain't really what they are. From a personal perspective, we could think something is like that, but in the real world it might not be like that. But in our personal mind we might think it's like that, but in the real world it just ain't like that. So we have to change our perception and really accept things for what they are, not just versus what you think they are, and go off the facts. You know what I'm saying? The fact is, things could have been done a different way. Showing money, showing jewelry early that day to the world, being out there, not riding with security, none of the guys with you, being in the ghetto, being at Roscoe's, you got money, you should be at a better restaurant, a 5-star restaurant. No disrespect to Roscoe's, it's good food, but you should surround yourself with what you at, the caliber of things you at, and make sure you're not going back to do things, especially you go to the hood, go correctly though, and that's what checking in gonna provide you, the safety, the manpower. If you go, you're gonna be a boss, rotate like a boss. You don't see bosses and there don't be shooters and shit outside the door, you feel me? The security at the corner, guns on deck, you feel me? Making sure his eyes open when you're doing interviews, other people watching things that's going on around you. Move correctly, you know what I'm saying? Move like the president, because you might be as famous as him, you know what I'm saying? You're a public figure, so you gotta move as such. Safety is what probably failed that man in. I'm a PNB Rock fan, you know what I'm saying? I hate to see rap niggas go, especially niggas who just be trying to mind their business. But we have to be mindful to the things we do in this real world, you know what I'm saying? Because there's something going on no matter how we think it's going on. You know what I'm saying? And when you're a public figure, you never know who watching you. And you can't be naive to not think you ain't got enemies. You got enemies even if you don't know you got enemies. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Some motherfuckers gonna be talking shit about you. There's some people gonna be playing you with two faces. They're supposed to be your friends. That's the op. And there's gonna be a whole lot of fuck shit going on. So you just gotta be mindful whether it's coming to you directly, just knowing your mind is happening. You know what I'm saying? So always take precautions no matter what. Shit ain't no giant. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no motherfucking joke out here. Shit real.
Are you familiar with Charleston White?
That's the dude who we
with like say cheese
from Texas.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with dude. Yeah,
he made a statement about for us like checking in. His statement was that why people like Taylor Swift will have to check in, like when they go to these cities. Why just like the black people have to check in when they go to certain cities.
I don't believe it's just like about like that. It's just like the perception of what people think checking is. I think a lot of people have a false perception of what checking is versus what I think it is, And that's why people say certain things, is they don't really understand what checking in really means. They just hear people say things and think they know something that they don't really know. Taylor Swift ain't walking around probably with 100,000 jewelry on either. And she ain't placing herself in the middle of poverty-stricken areas where savages ready to swallow your ass. So she ain't got to worry about that shit. She around commercial real estate and commercial ass people in a fucking place with real security guards that'll probably top your shit if you tried to come past them. You know what I'm saying? So she moving correctly. That's why she ain't got to check in. She around elegant energy and moving correctly with the staff and you know what I'm saying?
So
secure.
Basically, it's more like a lifestyle thing. Like if you
it's about doing things in the world accordingly to how you know the world is working. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to be a star to know that when you go to dangerous places, you should be in a certain mind frame to know where you're going. So move correctly. If you choose to be around that hot ass area and that hot ass energy, then go correctly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're going to the trenches shit. If you got a vest, wear that motherfucker. If you got some guns, it'd be good to take them. You got some soldiers, it'd be good to bring them. And it'd be good to have some designated drivers, some niggas who ain't getting fucked up to watch, all that shit. Take precautions, you know what I'm saying? That's with any situation. You ain't trying to, if you don't know how to swim, what you gonna do? You gonna put on a life jacket when you go to the beach, right? Floaties, you know what I'm saying? All the shit you need to do to make sure you don't drown. It's the same concept with this shit, this entertainment and just living in general. You know what I'm saying? Living, you ain't gotta be a gang member or a rapper to move in correctly. You could go somewhere where it's real racist and know your black ass ain't supposed to be there. And then wonder why your ass come up missing because you out there fucking with somebody else and her brothers and don't even like that shit. You feel me? Your ass get snatched up and be somewhere in the woods and your mom looking for you. Your ass shouldn't have been there. You tell her to visit you over here, It's a way to move about every situation you moving in the world. Y'all move correctly.
Just be aware of your surroundings, basically. No situation putting yourself
move correctly, yeah. Take precautions. Don't be naive. Be goofy. You know what I'm saying? It'll be another story.
I'm asking you, this. What's your thoughts on like Charleston White? You see, you do like a lot of, in a sense, trolling on the internet.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Charleston.
Me personally, I'd heard him say so much shit that didn't make no sense to me. It's just like, with me knowing the knowledge I know of the entertainment, a lot of this shit be gimmicks. These niggas do shit on purpose to get clout because they know people in abundance is low dimensional thinkers. So a lot of low dimensional people gonna grab wave and grab trend or be clickbait because they fall for low dimensional shit. They ain't even thinking like a lot of the shit that's going on behind the scenes. Most people don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really know how this shit being made. But everything that you see ain't what it is and how it got made. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you know why people doing certain things. It's like this man was talking about this and that and all these niggas that just saying real reckless, disrespectful shit about people you never know from an opinion. I guess if it's an opinion, okay, cool. But you also got to know that it's dangerous to talk about things and people. You dangerous. Like no matter what you think it is, it's dangerous what you doing, And then you got other people putting out paperwork about you and all this. So you just got to be mindful of the type of people we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Look exactly what they give you. You feel me? And analyze that. And you'll know if that's real or not. You know what I'm saying? Niggas moving incorrectly and doing the wrong shit and then saying something else and that shit don't even make sense. Like one day you talking about this, the next day you talking about this. You got niggas paperwork on you. You going in on rap niggas. Like, what is your real motive? You feel me? You say you here to educate. You got all this other stuff. It's just that shit don't be adding up. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit. Now, are you into like what's the I don't want to say like spirituality, but like shit like that. I heard you say like low dimension. You said something also.
Yeah. I'm an E5. I'm initiated to E5.
You said, what's that?
Ifa.
What is that?
Ifa is the god of Africa. Yeah.
Okay.
We pray
I
to
see you got
Yoruba. Yoruba is the culture, yeah.
Is that the Yoruba?
Yoruba, that's like Nigeria. Yoruba is not the Yoruba people is in Nigeria. This?
No, your tech.
Which one?
Your right here.
Right here? That's just the third eye.
Yeah.
That's all it is, all seen eye. That's all. Similar to all seen eye, which is knowledge, enlightenment, wisdom, understanding.
I know there's a difference between like the right, it's the Eye of Ra and the Eye of Horus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm into African gods, you feel me? That's my ancestry.
Before I even ask you this question, what's your thoughts like on like structured religion?
It's a business. A business that was created by a certain group of people on purpose to control and dumb down our thinking because they knew the true truth already. So when they knew the true truth, they didn't want everybody else to know the true truth. They wanted to keep that knowledge to themselves so they can control all these other people. So they give you this little low-dimensional story, once upon a time type shit, to keep you thinking this once upon a time shit is based on everything in your whole life. It's going off this one story because they know the true truth about how it's gods, multitude of gods and levels of gods. And, you know what I'm saying? They don't want you to know all that juice. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. So they want to control you and shrink your brain just down to a little size of a nut. You know what I'm saying? When you really got this supercomputer in your brain. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. False program and shit.
What led you down that path? Like for
I come up thinking like most people about certain religions, but I also knew that it was always something in me and certain dreams and certain things I knew that I just started more. The older I got, I started questioning more. I knew it was something I was missing out here. Like I knew it was something I was missing, and when I was in the midst of knowing that, that's when the right information came to me. Like, yeah, this is what you're missing, and all that. I started meeting conscious people who was dropping jewels on me left and right from all different ways. Masons and just more Science Temple of America people, Avaricias, like all kind of people who was dumping information on me about a certain conscious information. So I started to not just know, I started to test some of these theories out. And then through experience, I began to have a different belief system. You know, I was like, yeah, this shit is more truthful to me than anything because I'm experiencing it. It just wasn't information I had to believe in with no true experience. You know what I'm saying? No truth. I had no proof of it. You feel me? I got proof out of what I started to believe in, so I stick with that. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. We can go on and on about that because I'm kind of into that. But we can go on and on. Yeah. I know. Before we head out of here, though, I'd like for you to, I guess, shout out some upcoming projects, anything like that.
Shout out to We Get You Heard, my brother DJ Rock, Miss Goldie, my management. We Get You Heard TV, like I said. Shout out Gary, Indiana. Shout out my man Young Low. Trustin' and Cali, you know what I'm saying? Just people who've been standing by the whole Trap Inc., you know what I'm saying? All my homies back at the crib, 219 Inc. The solid players who've been down, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you did something for me, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? If you do the oop, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You support and I appreciate it. Without you, it would be no me. You know what I'm saying? All the bloggers, the interviewers, the DJs, you know, radio personalities, anybody who believe in the nigga. It's love.
Yeah. Before we leave, I also, like, you was on Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, Bad Girls Club 10 in Atlanta.
Yeah. How'd that come about?
One of my best friends and business partner, Alicia, she was my manager at the time, and she was on that season. So I was a guest of hers on the show. That's how I ended up getting on there. Yeah. And we just had our own experiences on there. It just went how it went. It's all organic, like Miss Natural was saying. It's nothing scripted. Shit just happens. Cameras rolling at all times, and they put that shit together how they want to put it. You feel me?
That's why. That's why.
It's like us filming a whole bunch of shit. But when you edit, you can edit this story to however you want. That's the gift of editing. Yeah.
About for us, like, is it real? I'm sure they have real events.
It's real. It's real. But as far as the story, sometimes it could become twisted because they can, you know, editing. You can manipulate things and make things how you want to have your view. And that's the power that directors and people on sets of these television shows have. They have the power to take something and manipulate it, or, you know, put it however they want, if that's the right word. I want to say edit it however they want. Yeah, that's what's going on for real, though. But like I say, most people are going to believe what they see and they're going to really question it. But most of the shit you see in the world ain't really happening. A lot of the shit is fake and set up. That's the power of cameras and acting and, you know, editing. We can manipulate almost anything.
I know next Saturday got your listening party.
Yeah, on the 24th, it's going down Maryville, Indiana. Friends, Coffee and Hookah Lounge. Exclusive listening party by my homeboy Young Glow. 5 years DJ, Afro beats, R&B music for the ladies. Good hookahs, some of the best quality hookahs, you know. And we just gonna give them like 30, 40 minutes of my exclusive music unreleased, so they can really get familiar with the face card of the artist and get familiar with the vibe, you know what I'm saying? That's why we do these listening parties, just to get people really into the music and to become real organic fans, you know what I'm saying? To put the face card with the music and like the vibe, and they be looking for that shit after that, subscribing and streaming and, you know, doing everything you want people to do to become a successful artist.
Okay.
So it's going down now for sure on the 24th, Friends Hookah Lounge, Maryville, Indiana. Yeah.
Shout out to your social media, let them know where they find you at.
Most importantly, check me out on Instagram, YOSON_TALA007. I'm one-stop shop type of guy. I don't like people to be searching for me everywhere. Just click the link in the bio. Everything will be on my link tree, you know what I'm saying, the YouTube, my latest events, store, merchandise, videos, singles, everything right there, one-stop shop. Link in the bio, you know what I'm saying? We constantly working, constantly putting out content, fashion, movies, artistry, music, touring. Like, we got our foot in all this shit. This shit ain't gonna stop, so get into this shit and get into this content, you know? And everything over here authentic, most importantly, you know? Everything we talking about, we living, we done it, and we still living this shit. So if you like organic artistry, it's where that shit at, though.
Appreciate your time, brother.
No doubt. Love.